My name is Mawaja.
And I'm Suraj Singh.
We left for a bit. We got some coffee, but we're back now, so everything is right with the world.
Yeah, so up next we've got a big game. We've got the Edmonton Aurors back in their actual jerseys, not rocking the Alberta Clippers B look, and they're up against UBCQC, which is alphabet soup of a name.
I guarantee I'm going to mess that up at least once, and so for any UBCQC people out there, I apologize in advance for butchering this acronym.
Off-camera, Maparas is making faces at me. I'm not just having a weird spasm.
I mean, we all have weird spasms when Maparasa makes faces at us, though. I mean, let's be honest.
We're looking forward to this game. It's going to be good. Most of the pool games are wrapping up. This is, I believe, the last round of the pools before the big reshuffle.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how this shakes out right now.
So this is going to be interesting, right? Because we have seen strong plays from Edmonton all day. I mean, Edmonton has showcased their ability to drive a hard, fast game, bringing that ball to the hoops right off the bat. I think every game they've played so far, they've scored two, right off the top. Usually something like prediction time. Chris Rad coming in, picking up the quaffle, dunking one in the under the first 30 seconds of the match.
Maybe, but who knows? Every game is different.
Followed up by a quick bring it around the right side, passing it across to the left hoop, and then dunked by Barassa.
So, I believe both teams they're huddling up right now. They're getting in the zone. They're probably going to start their team cheers, which is quite possibly one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no bagpipes, but
I know.
These aren't so bad, you know?
I guess they're all right. It's very serious now. The balls are lined up. The brooms are lined up. Head ref Piotr Makush of Valhalla.
Valhalla.
No big. About to get this game underway.
Alrighty, let's go. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, man. I mean, what I think I'm excited to see is whether or not someone can run an upset on Edmonton, because I guess it kind of would be an upset at this point.
I think at this
with the game record they've had today, it's going to take a really strong team to break down the offensive line that they've been able to run so far and take this victory away from them.
I think that's exactly what we're going to have to see. We're going to see if this team can play a different strategy, play a different style from the teams that have come before them. See if they can make a dent in this Edmonton armor.
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at what we've seen so far today, we've seen a pretty consistent strategy to try and take on this team, which is slow balling it up the pitch, leading with the beaters in order to create a lane, and then attempting to maneuver, pass, or drive the ball through the line. And I think the reality is that just hasn't worked against Edmonton so far anyway.
Exactly. So we'll see how this happens. We've seen UBC play. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that UBCQC will have a similar play style, practicing together, training together as a whole. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. If the slow ball method that we've seen earlier can see how that works if you match speed v slow ball.
Absolutely. And I mean, that speed has been a definite competitive advantage for Edmonton today. But yeah, we're seeing everyone lining up, getting down.
Hold the line,
Hold the line. Calls by
UBCQC. One of them at least was ready.
There seems to be varying degrees of readiness. I love that pose from Edmonton. One arm up.
That power pose. Disappointed face.
And there we go, driving right down the center. Picked up the quaffle immediately, this time by Indiana Nickel. Passed across to Chris Red, and a dunk. I mean, not exactly as I predicted, but I mean, Chris Red technically did score within under the first 30 seconds of the game, so...
I think they heard you. They mixed it up a little bit. Here comes UBCQC.
And now, again, we're seeing a slow move up the pitch, leading with the beaters, looking for the beaters to make a lane. The question, oh, wow.
A turnover high in the zone, number 36, Chris Rad, all by himself. That's what happens when you play defense that high.
Absolutely. I mean, Chris Rad, number 36 chaser on Edmonton, was able to sneak around the side, wait for his own beaters to beat out their keeper past the beater that they had ready at the front on UBCQC side, and that gave him the opportunity to just run it right to the hoop.
It's a bit of a scuffle over the dodgeball over here. The bludger remains firmly with UBCQC. Coming down the pitch now with their chaser.
Again, slow balling it up, waiting for the beater to make a lane.
The long ball in is deflected by the Edmonton keeper. Quick is the call. And we expect nothing less. The ball, however, is a little too long.
Picked up by
able to pick up.
UBCQC chaser number 33. Unfortunately, that pass did not connect, and that gave them the opportunity to stop the play, slow it back down, and retain the quaffle. And once again, waiting for their beaters, they've managed to retain bludger superiority, and they're going to try and use that to move it up. But we can see Edmonton's beaters aren't giving them any quarter and giving UBCQC the opportunity to run the ball up.
Big beat there.
Well, big attempted beat. Oh, no, successful.
Big beat there. Here comes
chaser number 36, Chris Rajewski. Passes across to the middle, number 29. Michelle Ferguson with the quaffle, looking for her beaters to protect.
Fakes the handoff, keeps the ball going.
And passes right across
the side. UBCQC clearly has watched the Edmonton games, knows about the cross.
Exactly. The classic back left hoop.
It's like a soccer kind of move. You come wide, you swing wide, you cross it right across the hoops. Hopefully someone's there in the zone to just tip it in. UBC there anticipating that move.
In that case, UBCQC's keeper, number 42, was ready to slap the ball down and retain possession. He's moving up now behind beater number 14. Passed across behind, but the pass is intercepted.
Scooped up by the keeper, hands it off and subs out.
Chaser number 27 past the chaser 25, and Edmonton passes back to their keeper number 14. Keeper number 14 had a slow jog up, looking for an opportunity, looking ready to make the drive, waiting for his beater. Passes across behind. Possession turned over to UBCQC with the quaffle. UBCQC passes to keeper number 42. Keeper number 42 running it up again, slow behind or with their beater, looking for that opportunity.
Beater clears a little bit of a lane here, giving some breathing space to UBCQC. The pass, however, is a bit too long. Goes across, out of the hard boundary. That's going to be a turnover. Edmonton ball.
Edmonton keeper, number 14, with the quaffle. Slowly walking it up, waiting for his lines to get settled up.
Number 89 there of Edmonton, beater Brent Warwick, just coming around the sides, regaining possession of the bludgers. Bludger control firmly in Edmonton's hands. Here comes Matt Barassa driving down. The pass too far, does not connect.
There seem to be a number of these passes that are going way over their heads. I mean, their throws are unusually aggressive this game.
The wind is picking up a little bit out there. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Absolutely. All right, that's UBCQC in possession of the quaffle. Keeper number 42 with possession. Slowly walking it up behind the beaters. Beater.
Singular.
Attempting to reclaim bludger superiority, but beater number 89 is giving no quarter. Pass across to the middle. Connects with, well, sort of connects. Connects-ish.
Big swat.
Second attempt on the goal, unfortunately does not connect.
Rejected. Number 14, the keeper for Edmonton, says not in my house.
Not in my house. All right, Edmonton has the quaffle. Edmonton chasing number 16, Matt Barassa, with the quaffle, making his way up, allowing his beaters the opportunity to clear him a lane. Pass across behind to their keeper. Pass across again, but intercepted, slapped down by UBCQC chaser number 59, who passes it back to their keeper number 42. Keeper number 42 again walking up behind their beater.
Low scoring game here, just 20-0 in favor of Edmonton currently.
I mean, in some ways, this is the most effective use of that same tactic of slow balling up that we've seen against Edmonton today.
Big hit there. Takes out the keeper. Knocks him down. He's stumbling to get back up.
Chaser number 33 on UBCQC, looking for an opportunity, looking for a pass, threatened by the beaters. She passes behind.
Shots too high. No goal.
Also beat.
Also beat.
All right, they're settling up once again.
UBCQC so far doing a good job of staying tight to the hoop, getting in the way, intercepting these crosses right in front and right up behind the hoops here. So we'll see if Edmonton adjusts or continues to play the same style.
I mean,
nice pincer movement by the beaters. Clears the lane for the slam dunk. Gonna need some peanut butter with that jam.
I mean, look, UBCQC is doing a good job of holding Edmonton at bay to an extent, but the reality is that they're going to need more than just holding them at bay to make this happen, right? Like even so, the score right now is 30-0, which is a low scoring game, but if Edmonton just keeps doing exactly what they're doing for the rest of this game, that still gives them the W.
And that's the only letter that matters.
And
here comes UBCQC, speaking of letters. Coming down the wings, pass across to the middle. Looks
59.
promising. He holds onto the ball. Maybe a touch too long, maybe not. That's a goal.
That's
UBCQC
a goal.
is on the board, 30-10.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? We need this. They need to be able to not just protect their own hoops, but get all the way into theirs. Chaser number 33 on UBCQC has done a strong job of that. She's always up in the opposing team's end. This time, number 59 was there for the connected pass, and that's what got them the
Here comes the patented pincer from the beaters. The 2-on-1 situation, giving the Chasers some breathing room. The pass towards the hoops.
Retained by Edmonton. Pass across.
Big block there from UBC. Another miss.
Another miss.
This is some feisty chasing
Getting
here.
reckless there.
Big up and down there. Doesn't see the clear shot.
Still retained by Edmonton.
They
and
finally
this
finished
time,
it.
there's the dunk. There's the dunk by chaser number 36, Chris Rajewski. I mean, that took what was that, like 4 shots to
4 shots, several attempts. So that's, again, lauding the work defensively that UBC did there.
Absolutely. Forcing
Edmonton to get their rebounds, constantly keeping diving on the ball, not just giving them that goal.
UBCQC moving the quaffle slowly up the pitch.
Nice
25
beats there.
passes to 33, looking for an opportunity. Ooh,
59,
puts it back.
right in the middle.
No look pass to 59. Pass it behind. 2-1.
And it looks like it's going to roll out of play. Oh, still in play, but it's still a turnover. Edmonton ball.
All right, that is chase number 36, Chris Rajewski with the quaffle. Beginning to make his run up. Looking for the opportunity to drive. Now, he says.
Fakes the handoff. Goes for it himself. Gets around the defense.
Attempted strip by the UBCQC chaser, but Rajewski held on to it, and he pulled it back. Not only that, he managed to shoot it into the hoop.
Not just a pretty face, ladies and gentlemen.
Really good hair, too.
Here comes UBCQC, the keeper, charging down the field. It's got a beater in front of her. Nice pass off to the center, 33. Swatted away by number 14.
Nice block by number 14. He's all over that this game.
I mean, he's been all over it. Here he comes, making the call, calling the plays.
All right,
they've got one chaser, Michelle Ferguson. It looks going deep. Nope, maybe not.
Hand off to Ferguson, number 29. Passes back to keeper number 14.
The pass is intercepted, but picked
retained.
up again.
Back to keeper number 14. Oh! Attempted interception by the UBCQC chaser. Pops it up, but it still lands in the hand of Edmonton's chaser, who has the opportunity to drop it into that hoop.
That two-handed catch, give and go kind of play.
Now bringing the score to 60-10 in favor of Edmonton.
Here comes UBCQC now.
Again, slowly moving the quaffle up the pitch, riding behind the beaters. Nice lob up to chaser number 33. Passes it across. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Now, a little bit of a scrap for it there, but retained by Edmonton.
The face beat in the keeper zone sends UBCQC's chaser packing. Here comes the keeper now.
All right.
Staring them down. Nice little pop off there. Passes all around. Takes the drive, does number 12. Windmills all the way around. puts it in for the back of the net.
Style points, right?
Style points. Fun fact, I believe Indianapolis once won a dunk competition at Western Fantasy, breaking a chair whilst dunking.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Not even a little bit.
I do my research. And by research, I just ask other people if they've done cool stuff.
You sure you just don't follow the career of Indiana Nickel a little bit too closely?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Who doesn't, says the scorekeeper.
All right. That is UBCQC in possession of the quaffle. They're slowly moving it up the pitch behind the beater. Oh, nice beat from beater number 87. But UBCQC retains possession. Number 42, Fuller moving his way up the pitch. Pops it up and over to the field. And Edmonton, who take possession of the quaffle.
Flick was just a little too strong.
That's Edmonton keeper. Number 14, calling his lines to form up.
Edmonton with bludger control coming up with both bludgers rather imposingly.
I mean, it's a risky maneuver. In the event that UBCQC can capitalize, they might have an empty field. But in this instance, they do not. Edmonton not only manages to dunk the ball, they retain both bludgers, stepping back onto defense at half.
I mean, as a defensive team, that is a rather intimidating tactic. You think you're safe from the bludgers when you're on defense, not so much.
I mean, especially because Edmonton is a fairly imposing team on the whole.
The quaffle is loose. There's a race. UBCQC gets it, though. Number 5, here's Lee. Looking around the pitch.
UBCQC has taken bludger superiority.
Good beat there. Sends Graham home.
Edmonton disrupting UBCQC's play right in their end. The bludgers are flying everywhere. But UBCQC retains possession of the quaffle. Number 42 drives through number 16 Barassa. No goal. But we have a whistle on the play.
No goal. Play is stopped. I don't believe this is a penalty call. This looks like an injury. He went down kind of hard, clutched at his head on the way down.
Medics are being called.
So, like, as we were saying, this is a fast-paced game on Edmonton's part. Clearly a very physical game. You saw just on that last defensive play. It looked like it could have been a breakaway attempt on UBCQC's half there. But Edmonton, much to their credit there, 2 chasers running back full tilt, managed to stop the ball.
100%. I mean, it's similar to what we've seen so far in other matches, right? Edmonton's speed has been kind of their primary method of getting things done at this Quidditch Nationals competition. They were fast against every single team they've played against, and although UBCQC showed at the beginning an ability to slow down those fast plays, it is their inability, I mean, so far anyway, to bring it back and score it, that has been to their detriment, and that's what's allowed the score to climb up to 80-10. Now they had one opportunity here to drive all the way up and score, but again, we see the advantage of the speed that Edmonton brings into play, because that guy had a breakaway. That was GG. That goal that was done, right? And anyone looking at that game would be like, oh, it's over. But that's not what happened. You know, that's not what happened. Edmonton was fast. They got back on defense as quickly as they went on offense, and in spite of the fact that their beaters were in the other end, they still managed to stop it.
I feel like Quidditch is a game of transition, as opposed to talking offense and defense. It's about that speedy transition. It's about switching from one position, one role to another instantaneously. If there's a turnover at half, now you're on offense. Now you have to know what to do. If the ball gets fumbled, now you're on defense, and you have to just switch exactly. And like that means the field awareness of these athletes is incredible, especially to me. As a chaser, I think beaters' field awareness is insane. I don't understand how you do what you do. You guys have spidey sense. It's just tingling all the time.
I can genuinely say that having played beater in the past, it's made me better at almost every other sport, right? Because you need to, in any position in Quidditch, you need to be aware of everything around you simultaneously. And it is to Edmonton's credit that so far, even though they did something risky, which most teams would balk at, bringing both of their bludgers into the other, because they're like, what will happen on defense? They have the field awareness, they have the speed that they can get back to it.
It looks like the injured players off the field, they look to be okay. They're walking off with the medics. So the players are remounting their brooms, and we'll see what the next play has in store.
100%.
So it looks like the ball is still going to be in the Edmonton Edmonton zone. Possession may be going. We'll see where possession is awarded from head ref here, Piotr. The possession is in fact going to Edmonton still. The keeper will have the ball here deep in his own zone.
I mean, like, it's unfortunate, but the reality is that we're playing a full tackle sport, right? Injuries do happen.
There's no goal, there's no penalty, no call. So play has restarted.
All right, Edmonton in possession of the quaffle. They look to be doing some recalibration of their lineups, bringing some new players onto the pitch.
It's at 12:55.
Passes the quaffle to Edmonton chaser number 16, Matt Barassa with the quaffle. This time they're taking it a little slower. They're slowly moving it up behind their beaters, a similar style to what we've seen for the others, but with a quick pass over to number 34, then another to 25, stopped, however, by the UBCQC beaters, and then retaken by Edmonton.
Managing to get through the mass of human body.
Massive human body.
Around the hoops there. I believe the entire team was there. Somehow finds the way, pops it right in.
And I mean, that's part of it, right? Like, they're always there. They're always ready. All right, UBCQC slowly moving the quaffle up the pitch. Edmonton's beaters are playing very, very deep. They're there immediately.
Here comes that quick turnover, just like we were talking about earlier. Those transitions are key here. A good pass out to the wings. Two-handed catch. Doesn't quite have control of the ball. The shot is low. Turnover. Currently we're sitting at, I believe, a score of 90-10.
In favor of Edmonton.
At 14 minutes. That means we will soon be graced with the presence of a snitch, I believe.
Absolutely. And I believe this snitch will be unusually graceful.
Unusually so.
Unusually so.
Here comes UBCQC's keeper.
Pass
dumps the
goes
ball in.
Very high. Now picked up by Edmonton's chaser. Pass it back to Edmonton's keeper.
UBCQC, though, now in possession of both bludgers.
All right, that's chase number 36, Critch.
Calling for the pincer. The patented pincer move. Here's the 2-on-1. He's beat out is 89 Brent Warwick. And leaving one beater for UBC. Not UBC, for Edmonton, rather. The shot is low. It doesn't make... Still in play, though. Still in Edmonton's possession.
Back to the keeper, but the keeper is beat. Drops the ball. Quaffle is now in the possession of the UBCQC chaser. All right, UBCQC forming up their lines, getting ready to move that quaffle up the pitch.
Looks like UBCQC dropping one bludger back, attempting to do the 1.5.
Ooh, nice catch by number 89, but it's responded to immediately with another beat. Shot on hoops goes high, out to the back, and now possession is back in the hands of Edmonton. Edmonton Aurors keeper, number 14, walking the quaffle back on a pitch.
Here comes that pincer move. No, he bails on it as there's a beat earlier. The fist is raised here, calling for immunity. Here comes the chaser offense, though. The pass is a little long. Chris, though, with that speed, manages to get the ball into the zone.
1 minute until snitch.
Unfortunately for Edmonton, that ball is handled to safety for the UBC.
So there is
team.
1 minute left until the snitch is loose. The score right now is 90-10. This means, I mean, something's got to change with the UBCQC if they want to get back in this enough to either run us into overtime or take the game.
There's a whistle here on the play. Head ref sees something he didn't like. Just a turnover, no card. There's a pass after the beat. It's a turnover. Edmonton ball.
All right, that's Edmonton keeper number 14 with possession of the quaffle.
Showing good command of the pitch is head ref Piotr.
I think he just likes blowing the whistle.
Here comes the keeper. Keeper Cooper. Pass behind the hoops. The ball is lost, though, smothered by the UBCQC defense.
10, 9, 8, 7,
The snitch is about to be released.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Snitch is released.
The snitch is released.
All right, snitch on pitch, and now we can see the seekers from both sides getting ready to enter play. You got that quick handshake.
And now all the pleasantries are over. They're going to eat each other.
Literally.
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 That's not a metaphor.
This is actually, cannibalism is a very important part of the sport.
It hasn't been written into the rule books that you're not allowed to, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think biting is not allowed. Here comes the passing play around the hoops. Shut down, though, by some good beats. Face beat.
Chris Jadrzewski, number 36 on Edmonton, attempts to beat another player with the quaffle.
Edmonton's Michelle Ferguson not pleased with that face beat, though.
Seekers, you have 10, 9,
Oh, that's a 10-second
10-second warning
countdown for the Seekers.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Quick.
Seekers release.
Seekers are released.
There's a big
Driving
hit there,
right up.
nice tackle.
UBCQC immediately beats out the Edmonton Seeker, sending him back to hoops and giving them some time to defend the snitch against the opposing Seeker. At the same time, Edmonton's beaters have come up to do the exact same thing, only this time, give him a little bit of alone time.
It looks like this is going to be a big drive here. I love that UBCQC stepping up to defend. No good.
Goal. In snitch play, it looks a bit like UBCQC is going to try and catch the snitch, though.
And I would think at this stage in the game, at this stage in the tournament, that is a
reasonable play.
It's a reasonable play.
It's a reasonable play. I mean, again, point differential matters.
And you save yourself for the reshuffle and then bracket play.
And then day 2.
And day 2, we all do it all again.
All right. We have Edmonton in possession of the quaffle. Edmonton keeper number 14 bringing it up the pitch. Light jog. Pass it to Edmonton chaser number 77 who fumbles it immediately.
Sneaky play from the UBCQC Seeker comes from behind while the snitch was engaged with Edmonton's Seeker.
I didn't even see that happen.
Right in front of our eyes and he didn't see it.
Amazing.
Number 5, Lee of UBCQC ends the games on their own terms, does UBCQC. Final score 90-40 in favor of Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean, like, it gets taken into account, right? Like, the difference in score, especially as they're determining where you sit going into day 2, right? It matters. And in this case, UBCQC made the decision strategically.
And I feel like
strategically to pull the snitch early.
And I feel like as well, it's something about timing. It's about point differentials. It's about, again, saving it for the next round because this is not an elimination game here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's late in the day, right? We have injuries. Injuries are happening there. And the reality is that now teams need to start thinking more than just the game at hand, but the games that are going to be coming up.
Yes, so there's going to be a short break in gameplay while they reshuffle the pools. We're going to have Pool C and Pool D. They'll figure out the rankings, and then they'll have a few more games today until elimination brackets tomorrow. So what are you expecting to see for that?
I mean, it's going to be exciting, right? It's going to be exciting largely because, I mean, we saw Edmonton, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw Edmonton pretty much dominate the day. Right? We saw strong play from Guelph, strong play from Valhalla, the two Eastern teams who came here, but Edmonton, in a very real way, for me at least, was one of the most, if not the most, impressive team out here.
So these games coming up after the reshuffle will definitely be interesting, as the two winning teams off each pool will reform one new pool, so the level of competition going up, the level of skill a bit more balanced. So I'm excited to see how that's going to play out.
I am very excited to see this. My name is Mo Waja.
And I'm Suraj Singh.
You stay classy, QC Nationals.